Okay, again, hello and good morning to all students of 5 Intan. How do you feel today? Semua sihat ke hari ni? Okay, so I hope you are doing fine there. So as I mentioned just now, we will begin since we are finished with the lesson. We have finished with the lesson, right? 9.1 and 9.2, am I right? We have finished discuss with space technology, right? 9.1 satellite and then 9.2 GPS. Is it? Are we done with chapter 9? Can someone confirm? Okay, thank you, Fang Sun. So I hope you're clear with chapter 9. We discussed last week on space technology, satellite, and then GPS. Okay, so today we continue with our discussion, our revision on the first chapter, on chapter 4. It is again safety precaution in the laboratory. So for today, we are going to discuss paper 1, a few objective questions. There are altogether 10 of them. And also later on, we will check on paper 2, section B. Okay, so are you ready to go, students? So if you are good to go, let us first check on the first question. Okay, as you can read on my screen. Can you hear me clearly? Boleh dengar cikgu dengan jelas? Boleh. Okay, thank you, Fang Sun. Okay, so I want you to respond to all these questions. You may share your answer in the in-call messages. I will read them through. All right. So the first question, the following personal protective equipment are used in the school laboratory except. Except. So there is a word except there. So which one is not used in the school laboratory? So when you get a question, you can highlight the importance part. What are the questions asked you to do? So all here are the personal protective equipment, except which one? So which one is not considered as personal protective equipment? Anyone would like to share the answer? You can type A, B, C, or D. Okay. So I'm still waiting for your answer. Which one do you think is not the personal protective equipment in a laboratory? Okay, function say C. How about the rest? What do you say? Okay, we have lab coat there. Lab coat, yes or no? Yes, lab coat is a personal protective equipment. Solder with a face mask. Okay, and rubber glove. So the answer is safety helmet. Okay, we do not use safety helmet in the school laboratory. Okay, then we move to question 2. Okay, which of the following is the function of goggle? Okay, function of goggle. Okay, everyone, do you know what goggle is? Goggle, not Google, right? Google itu is the website, is the search engine. So this is goggle. Where do we put the goggle at? Okay, goggle itu yang macam spectacle itu, yang daripada plastik yang besar itu. So what do we use a goggle for in the school laboratory? Is it to protect our eyes from fatigue? Fatigue means tired, okay, excessively tired. B, protect our eyes from UV rays. Is it true? Or to protect our eyes from harmful chemicals? Or to protect our face from harmful chemicals? So which one do you think is the function of goggle? Okay, boys and girls, which one is the function of goggle? Number 2. It should be, yes, liquid, it should be C. Okay, to protect our eyes from harmful chemical. For example, when you are handling an acid, okay, or an alkali with a very high concentration. So we use this goggle to protect our eyes from harmful chemical. Okay, very good. Okay, now let's move on to question 3. Okay, question 3, they give you the following substances. Which one should be handled in a fume chamber? Okay, you may also refer to your workbook or your exercise or notebook on last year for this for doing this revision. Boleh rujuk mana-mana buku rujukan, buku nota kamu last year, buku kerja pun boleh rujuk. Okay, so which of the following substances should be handled in a fume chamber? So students, if you notice, in a science lab, we have one part at the back of the lab, which is called as a fume chamber. So it has an exhaust fan. This chamber is used to carry out experiment where the substance release toxic gases. So toxic gases, for example, ammonia gas, chlorine gas, or bromine gas. Okay, so we cannot do in an opening spaces in the table, but we must do at the back inside the fume chamber. So which one do you think of this substance release these toxic or harmful gases such as ammonia, chlorine, and bromine gases? Okay, any idea? So I write to you the toxic gases. This is ammonia gas, chlorine gas, and then bromine gas. Okay. So is it ethanol, distilled water, ammonia solution, or concentrated hydrochloric acid? So which one do you think release either ammonia, chlorine, or bromine gases? Okay, anyone? Quite easy. Answer is liquid. Are you sure? Concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, any other answer? Okay, so the answer is, yes, very good. Answer is the concentrated hydrochloric acid. So you see the word, the concentrated mean it is very high concentration, very erosive, very erosive. And the word hydrochloric, the hydrochloric, so it will release chlorine gases. For this ammonia solution, this is ordinary ammonia solution. It doesn't state concentrated ammonia solution. Okay, so you can still handle in an open space. But for concentrated hydrochloric acid, so it is release chlorine gases. Okay, so yang ini, so we choose D. Very good. Okay, so for number 3, it is D. Okay, then we move to number 4. Okay, number 4. Which of the following is the characteristic of material that can be disposed into sink? If you remember, there are few ways if you want to expose laboratory waste. Some of them we can expose directly into the bin. Ada yang kita boleh buang secara direct daripada tong sampah. Ada yang you kena simpan dalam special container, then only to dispose them. So which one can be disposed directly into the sink? Is it A, reactive material, or a material which has a pH value of 6? This is very close to a neutral pH, which is 7. Or a material which pH value of 10. 10 is alkaline, okay, remember? Or organic solvent compound. So which one we can throw directly into the sink? A, B, C, or D? Any idea? Mana yang paling tak bahaya yang you boleh buang directly into the sink? Okay, again, Liquid say it is B, very good. Okay, so answer is B. A substance or material which has a pH value of, say, this is a low acidic. Okay, very low acidic material. It is almost neutral. Alright, okay. Then we move to question 5, students. Okay, this is a quite long statement. Okay, while a group of students. Okay, good morning, Zijia. We are now discussing a revision for SPM on chapter 1, form 4, safety precaution in the laboratory, question 5. Okay, you can get the question from the Telegram group as well. Okay, number 5. While a group of students were conducting an experiment in the school laboratory. Okay, you can imagine. Okay, 5 Intan. Okay, let's go to the laboratories. Today we are going to conduct an experiment. And somehow, a student drop a mercury thermometer to the floor accidentally. Tak sengaja dia dah jatuhkan, terpecahkan satu thermometer. Okay, so the question is, which of the following action should not be taken by the student? So you can highlight the question so you won't get it wrong. So which following action should not be taken by the student? Mana langkah yang you tak patut ambil? Okay, is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, this question is quite easy. Okay, girls, and the rest of you, please be more active, take part in this discussion so I can see, we can check how far you understand with this chapter. Well, okay, which one should not be taken by the student? If the student was you, okay, which one you shouldn't do? Mana yang kamu tak patut buat? Inform to the teacher immediately. Make the spillage area a restricted area. C. Collect the fragment of glass and mercury spillage with bare hand. Bare hand ambil dengan tangan saja. Tangan kamu ni directly. Tak pakai sarung tangan. Okay. And then D. Cover the spillage with sulfur powder. So which one is a wrong action to take? Okay, anyone? Answer is A, must you inform the teacher immediately? This is a must. Okay, if the teacher is not there, you must tell who. If the teacher is not there, you can inform to the lab assistant. Okay, remember, make the spillage area is a restricted area. Yes, tell other student not to go there. Okay, and then D, cover the spillage with sulfur powder. Yes, this is what we do when there is a mercury spillage on the floor or on the table. We cover with the yellow powder. Okay, the sulfur powder. So this is what you shouldn't do. Collect the fragments of glass and mercury spillage with bare hand. The broken glass can cut you, boleh cederakan kamu. While the mercury spillage, if it enter from your nail, kalau dia masuk dalam badan kamu through your nail, it will end up at your brain, which can kill you. Okay, boleh membunuh, boleh menyebabkan kerosakan otak. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay. Okay, then we move to question 6. Again, this is how to handle a biological waste. Okay, so how you should handle a biological waste such as blood. Okay, so the question is, how does biological waste such as blood should be disposed? Let's say we are conducting experiment, you have to cut an animal and there is a blood spillage. Okay, so where we have to throw that blood stain? Can we throw directly into the dustbin or put them in a special container, or to decontaminating by autoclave, or by wrapping them in tissue and then freeze it? Which one do you think is the best way to dispose the blood stain? Okay, the blood waste. Okay, welcome. This one. Anyone number 6? You would like to try? Okay, test your understanding on this chapter. Number 6, how should we dispose a biological waste such as blood? Okay, you may refer back to your module for this chapter. Okay, morning Yensin. So the answer is, so for A, put into special container. Normally this one, we place a sharp material. Okay, this is how we dispose a sharp material. For example, needle, shrink, cutter, and so on. Okay, and then this one dispose into dustbin. This is, for example, tissue or any remaining product from our experiment. For example, remember last time we burn a food sample to measure the calorie contained. So this one you can dispose directly into bin. Okay, ini solid material. Okay, and then for C, wrap in tissue and freeze it. This is if we are handling with organ or animal. For example, we did an experiment on frog. So we cut a frog. Okay, kita bedah katak. So where we want to throw that frog after we finish doing the experiment. So we have to wrap in a tissue and then we freeze it so it won't get spoil, dia tak jadi busuk, then only baru kita buang. So the answer is for blood waste we must decontaminating by put them in an autoclave. You know what autoclave is? It's like a pressure cooker. Okay, so we put it inside to disinfect because this autoclave will be exposed to a very high pressure, very high temperature. So to kill the bacteria in the bloodstream, then only we dispose it into bin. Okay, so answer is C, decontaminating by autoclave. Okay, number 7, students. Okay, for question 7, they ask you to study what types of fire extinguisher can put out fire involving electrical appliances. So you highlight involving electrical appliances. So you learned last year how many types of fire extinguisher that we have. Okay, anyone? How many types of fire extinguisher that we have? Ada berapa jenis alat pemadam kebakaran yang you belajar last year? Ada 1 ke 2, 3, 4, 5, ada berapa? How many types? Anyone remember how many types of fire extinguisher that we have? We have. Ini tadi 5 pemata pun boleh jawab. Kalau 5 Intan tak boleh jawab, malulah dengan 5 pemata. Okay, how many types of fire extinguisher that we have? They are 4, ada 4. Okay, we have foam, water, carbon dioxide and dry powder, ABC, 4 types of fire extinguisher. So they say which type can put out fire involving electrical appliances. Mana yang you boleh guna untuk padam kebakaran yang disebabkan oleh peralatan elektrik? Can we use water? So Fang Sun say C, dry powder and foam. Okay, any idea? Ada jawapan lain? Are you answering number 7, Fang Sun? Or number 6? You're answering number 7, C. So for electrical appliances, you cannot use any fire extinguisher which contain water or which can produce water. So this one totally we reject. Okay. B also we reject because there is a water there. C, dry powder. Okay, dry powder no problem. How about foam? When foam melt, it form water, right? So can we use foam here? C. So this one not suitable function because of the foam there. Okay, so the best choice is D. We can use dry material, carbon dioxide and also dry powder. Dry powder ini also known as ABC type. Okay, so yes. Oh yeah, so that's why I asked you to highlight involving electrical appliances. Okay, so we use carbon dioxide or dry powder. Okay, then we move to number 8. Okay, number 8. So ABC, this is one type of fire extinguisher. The question is, what is the advantage? So you can always underline or highlight the important statement asked in the question. What is the advantage of ABC fire extinguisher? Apa kelebihan pemadam api ABC compared to the other type? Is it light? Easy to maintain? Only need to be sprayed once? Is it true? Or can extinguish liquid type of fire only? So which one do you think is the advantages of using ABC fire extinguisher? Ini senang saja. ABC ini yang paling senang nak maintain. Okay, answer is easy to maintain. Easy to maintain. Okay, and then it can take off a lot of fire caused by a lot of sources. Dia boleh digunakan untuk padam paling banyak jenis kebakaran disebabkan oleh punca yang berbeza. Alright. Okay, now let's check on number 9. Okay, question number 9. What should you do if parts of one body is on fire? So what should you do? What should you do? One part's body is on fire now. The fire is on human. Kalau kawan kamu terbakar, kita buat eksperimen nakal, terbakar pula baju dia and it spread very fast. So what can we do to the person who is on fire? Can we use water? Use water, simbah kawan kamu dengan air. Or spray with the foam. Spray him or her with the foam. Or we can cover with fire blanket or to use sand. Simbah dia dengan pasir to put out the fire. So which one is the best action to take? Mana paling, imagine lah kawan kamu terbakar sebelah. So what can we use to put out the fire? Can we use water? Can we spill with water? Boleh siram dengan air tak? Nanti kawan kamu akan melecur dengan sangat teruk. Okay. Spray with the foam. Sama juga. It will causes him to feel irritate on the skin. Use sand. This is the worst action to take. Habislah badan dia nanti melekat semua dengan pasir. Can cause, boleh jadi cacat pula kulit kawan kamu. So which one is the best action? Cover with fire blanket. If you don't have any fire blanket, you can also ask the person to roll, okay, to roll around the floor. Okay, you can always you can see this happen in a movie. Bila you tengok dalam cerita kan, ada orang terbakar, they will ask them to roll down. Okay, so either rolling or to cover with fire blanket. Okay. Okay, last question on the objective part, question number 10. Okay, our school, an officer from the State Education Department, katalah ada pegawai JPN, nemai sekolah, pegawai PPD, come to your school to perform an audit on fire extinguisher. Dia nak audit, dia nak check kita punya fire extinguisher. So the following items are examined by the officer except. So dia kata yang bawah ni semua dia akan check. Kecuali yang mana tak penting, dia tak check pun tak mengapa, no problem. Okay. So you must understand what is the need of the question first, then only to choose which one is the best answer. Okay, which one? Which item is not going to be examined by the officer? Mana yang dia takkan semak? Is it the expiry date of the fire extinguisher or the type of the fire extinguisher, the number of fire extinguisher, or the supplier of the fire extinguisher? Which one do you think is not an important items? Mana yang tak penting, tak check pun tak mengapa, no problem. Anyone? Number 10. Okay. Again, you can get the PDF copy for this question which I place in your Telegram group. Okay, Fang Sun say B, types of fire extinguisher. Okay, what about the rest? What do you say? Examined by the officer, except mana yang dia tak perlu check pun tak apa. Litway say C. Okay, number of fire extinguisher. Okay, we have two different answer here. Anyone else would like to try? Mana you rasa yang tak penting sangat, tak check pun tak mengapa? KA, expiry date, ini is a must. Mesti check expiry date if it's exceeds the expiry date. So the fire extinguisher must be changed to a new one. Ini penting. Types of fire extinguisher, this is also a must. Fang Sun mesti check juga jenis apa. Adakah kita beli pemadam yang sesuai? Okay. And then C, this is also important. Litway. Kalau sekolah besar, Bagan Jaya have 1,900 student but only have 10 fire extinguisher, tak cukup. So they will ask us to buy more. Ini sangat penting untuk check. Okay. So yang tak penting sangat is this one. Supplier of the fire extinguisher. You beli dari mana tak kisah as long as your school got fire extinguisher. Okay. So they are going to check for your expiry date, types, number of fire extinguisher and also the pressure reading on the fire extinguisher and also the location where we place the fire extinguisher at. Either we place it in the right position or not. Supposed to hang on a wall but we keep it on the floor, so it will be wrong. Or you're supposed to expose it so easy to see when there is an emergency, but instead of that we keep it in the store, so that is wrong. Itu pun dia akan semak. Adakah you simpan dia di tempat yang betul, yang mudah dilihat supaya mudah diambil bila berlakunya kecemasan. Right? So answer again, D. Okay, supply of the fire extinguisher. This is not an important item to check on. Okay, so we are done with the first part, objective question. Okay, now we check on the second part. So today we discuss paper 1 and then paper 2 section B only. Okay, there are 2 questions here for section B. So we check on question 1 first. So remember just now I tell you there are 4 types of fire extinguisher which you must know very well. Foam, water, carbon dioxide labeled with CO2, and then we have powder ABC, also known as ABC. It's a dry powder. So this diagram show fire extinguisher commonly found in school area W, X, Y, and Z. And then this is the label. Do you remember we have a color for each label? Kalau you ingat, setiap label ini dia ada warna yang berbeza. So they ask you to state the color of the label for X and Y fire extinguisher. So do you remember the color of the label? What color that we have? I give you a clue. We have cream. Okay. And then we have blue. Then we have red label followed by black. So which one is which? Which label is green, blue, red, and black? So they ask you for X and Y. So you highlight X and Y, don't give W and Z. Okay, so X is water and X is carbon dioxide. What do you think the label for water and carbon dioxide, student? So you have 4 choices here. Green, blue, red, black. Okay, any idea or can you guess? What is the label color for water type of fire extinguisher and for carbon dioxide type of fire extinguisher? Okay, anyone? Any idea or you can guess? Maybe you get it wrong or maybe you can get it right. X red, Junjie say X red, water red. How about the carbon dioxide, which is Y? Okay, very good. This is red. Okay, water, the label is red. Okay, so the label here is red. Okay, black, yes, very good. So for carbon dioxide, the label is black. Okay, very good. The label is black. So here for carbon dioxide, the label is black. So the wording should be in white somehow. Tulisan dia warna putih lah. Okay, label is black. And then how about foam? What do you think the color label for foam? For foam, the label is green. Okay. And then for the ABC or powder, the label is blue. Okay, you remember? Remember this is the color of the label for each. Red for X, which is water, and then black for Y, which is carbon dioxide. Okay, it's a good, very good, Junji. Okay, now we go to question B. Based on diagram, state 1. Okay, state 1 fire extinguisher that can extinguish fire involving cooking oil. Okay, cooking oil, wrong spelling there, cooking oil. Okay, so the sources of fire is coming from a cooking oil. So which one we can use? Is it W, X, Y, and Z? Actually, you have 2 options there which we can use to extinguish fire caused by cooking oil. So which one? W, X, Y, Z. Actually, you have 2 options there. So which one, which type we can use? Okay, any idea? Can we use water, student, to extinguish fire caused by cooking oil? Fire will spread somehow. Nanti api dia jadi lagi besar. So we cannot use water. So we can use, yes, Junjie, you can use Y, carbon dioxide. Another one? Another one or another option, you can also use this one, Z. Yes, very good. You can use either carbon dioxide or dry powder, ABC, or extinguish fire involving cooking oil. Okay, how about C? To use a fire extinguisher, the safety pin must be pulled first. You kena tarik dulu dia punya safety pin. Remember the step of using the fire extinguisher, class? Okay, what is the step of using fire extinguisher? Kalau you ingat, PASS, P-A-S-S. Okay, so you can refer back to your book. What is PASS refers to? Ada 4 steps. Okay, so the first step, we must pull the pin first. So you are asked to label with letter P on the safety pin in any of the diagram above. So you can label either on W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, I magnified this diagram for you first. Can you see where the pin is at? Where is the pin? Where is the safety pin? So you can label anyone. You don't have to label all. You can choose one diagram. Let's say we label on W. Which part is the safety pin? Can you see the ring there? Atas ni. Ini is safety pin. So you can label with P. Tunjuk arrow ya. Bila you nak label, tunjukkan dia arrow. You tunjuk yang mana. Okay. Or you can label here. Okay, you can choose to write any one of these diagrams. Okay, this is also the safety pin. And this is the safety pin. Okay. Lukis satu saja. So this is the tube and this is the handle. Ini dia punya handle and this is the pressure reading. Okay, the pressure reading. So this is the body of the fire extinguisher. So we have labeled the safety pin with the mark P as stated in the question. Okay. Okay, now we move to question D. You have to list 2 things that should be kept in mind when conducting fire extinguisher audit at school. So this is similar to question number 10 earlier. Okay, you have to list 2 things that should be kept in mind when conducting fire extinguisher audit. So what is the 2 important items you can audit? Dia minta 2 saja. Sebenarnya ada beberapa. There are more than 2. Okay, you can list out. So what are they? So which part should you check on when you are doing the auditing on a fire extinguisher at school? You can refer back to question 10 to get the idea. Okay, anyone? First, you can check on the... Okay, where is question 10 just now? Okay, you can scroll back to question 10 up here. Okay, so what are the 2 things you can check on? So you can choose to write any 2 from the expiry date and then the types of fire extinguisher or the number of fire extinguisher. So first you can write expiry date. Okay, and then type. Okay, type of fire extinguisher. Okay, and then number. Okay, you can add on here number, so you have more choices. Number of fire extinguisher. Okay, and then you can also say, you can also write a location. Okay, where we place, either we are placing it in a correct place or not. Location of fire extinguisher. And then there's another option you can write, number 5. This is the pressure reading. Okay, the pressure reading on the fire extinguisher. Okay, pressure reading. Okay, on the fire extinguisher. Okay, ini pun samalah, expiry date of the fire extinguisher. So you can choose to write any 2 of these 5 items. Okay, they ask you to, so you list out 2. Okay, you can list out more if you are not confident. So they will check for the best 2 answers. Okay. Okay, then that's all to do with number 1. Okay, we go to our second question for today. Okay, so please try to respond to this question. So now we have diagram 2. So diagram 2, it shows a fire that normally occurs at home. Okay, look at this diagram. What kind of fire occurs here? What is the cause of the fire? What can you see here? Anyone? Can you type? What can you see in diagram 2? Apa yang terbakar dekat sana tu? What is this diagram? What can you see there? What can you observe here? Ini ada berapa plug sambung ni? You can see there is 4 plug, okay, connected. There is 4 socket connecting to this plug, okay. Let's say ini plug from your computer, ini plug from your handphone. At the same time, this is the plug from your musical devices, for example, and then this is the plug from the aircon. So, dia overloaded, okay, overloaded. So, it will get on fire, dia terbakar nanti. So, the first question, what is the cause of the fire? So kebakaran ini berpunca daripada apa? Ini semua kita panggil apa ni? TV cable, computer cable, aircon, and then laptop, fan, for example. This is all what we call as, kita panggil apa? What is the causes of the fire? Ini semua peralatan apa ni? Cable TV, radio, handphone, aircon, fan, and so on. What do we call this thing as? Anyone? Girls, you're so silent today. Yeah, how many people can respond to this question? What type of cause of the fire? Apa yang menyebabkan? Apa punca kebakaran? Ini kita panggil, we call this as short circuit. Short circuit itu what is the reason lead way? Sebab dia short circuit. Tapi apa jenis dia? What type? Adakah dia wood, paper, cooking oil, electrical appliances? Itu sources. Okay, sources of fire. So this is electrical appliances. Okay, peralatan. Kebakaran yang disebabkan oleh peralatan elektrik. Okay, so you can refer back your notes on sources of fire. So electrical appliances. Okay. So you sambung terlalu banyak electrical appliances here, so it will cause a short circuit. Okay, dan dia akan terbakar due to overconsumption, overloaded of electric current here. So the temperature will rise up and causes short circuit to occur. So answer is the causes or the sources. Sometimes they put sources. What is the sources of the fire? Okay, the word causes here can be replaced with sources. Apakah punca? Okay, sources of fire. So it is causes by electrical appliances. Okay. Okay, then B. Okay, ini senang saja. What type of fire extinguisher is most suitable to put out the fire? Okay, apa peralatan yang senang kita nak guna, yang sesuai kita nak guna? Either water, remember you have 4 type. We have water, and we have foam, and then we have carbon dioxide, CO2, and then we have dry powder. A, B, C. Okay, dry powder. For electrical appliances, mana yang paling sesuai? Which one do you think? Water, foam, carbon dioxide, or dry powder? Tadi ada kan dalam soalan objektif kan? Okay, so which one can we use? Dry powder and carbon dioxide. Yes, very good, Ikwe. So you can write to answer here. Carbon dioxide. Okay. Dia bagi satu markah saja, Min. You tuliskan satu saja, enough. Okay. So either you say carbon dioxide or dry powder. Okay. So anyone will do. Mana-mana satu pun boleh. Carbon dioxide or dry powder. Okay, very good. Okay, now let's check on C. Okay, the question is, what type of fire extinguisher should not be used? Sekarang dia kata should not. Type of fire extinguisher, you can highlight or underline, should not be used. Mana yang tak patut kita gunakan, okay, to extinguish the fire causes by these electrical appliances. Okay, so what will be your answer? And then why do you say so? You have to explain. So So there is 2 marks here. There are 2 marks. 1 mark is for the type and the second mark is for your reason, for your explanation. Why do you choose that type? Okay, any idea? Which one should not be used? Mana yang tak patut kita gunakan? Okay. And share your opinion here. So here we can use carbon dioxide and dry powder. So we have another 2 left. Okay, water and foam. So which one should not be used? Okay, so you can write either one of these answers. So which one do you choose? Water or foam should not be used. Sebenarnya dua-dua pun tak boleh guna. Tapi mana yang paling tak boleh guna? Okay, cannot use at all. Okay, anyone? Answer is what type? Okay, Litway say water. Yes, very good. Okay, the rest of you, it is water. Okay, why do you say water? Why we should not use water type of fire extinguisher? Okay, so you got 1 mark there for water. Why we cannot use water? Never use water fire extinguisher to extinguish fire caused by electrical appliances. Kenapa tak boleh guna air? Apa akan jadi kalau you simbah air pada peralatan elektrik yang terbakar? Water can conduct electricity. Yes, very good. Senang saja result dia. You belajar ini daripada lower form. Okay, because water can conduct electricity. So it will causes dangerous to the person. Dia tak selesaikan masalah tapi dia tambah lagi, add the problem somehow. So the reason water can conduct electricity. Any other reason do you think you can write? Or you can say water is an electrical conductor. Dia adalah conductor elektrik. Okay, electrical conductor means it allows electric current to flow through it. Itu maksud water is an electrical conductor. Is a good electrical conductor. Is a good electrical conductor. So dia bahaya. Okay. So 1 mark for answer water and another mark for the correct reason. Okay. And now let's check on question D. Again, the same thing as it means that this question is quite important. Auditing on fire extinguisher is somehow an important part you should realize and you should alert very well. Okay, now they ask you to state 2. Okay, state 2 things that should be emphasized, yang you kena tekankan, yang mesti check, tak boleh tidak. Okay, there's no excuses. During auditing of fire extinguisher. Okay, so can you write? Do you still remember what is the answer? What is the things you can write here? Actually, you have 4 choices. You have 5. There are 5 options. You can write 4 things you can emphasize or you can highlight. So what is the first? Okay, so they ask for 2, so you give 2. So what will you write? You tulislah mana yang you paling senang nak ingat. Out of those 5, you can write which one is most easy for you to remember. Okay. No, anyone? Okay, Ong Jun Kai, what do you say? Chu Jin, you're very quiet today. Ji Suan, Ong Shuang, Angel, Jiawen, Jiyun, Xin Yi, Xin Ru would like to give a try. Calling all girls to respond. Asyik aku tengok so far boys ada yang respond. Yuswan, what do you say? Yansin, first one. Henry, I keep silence for long. Any idea? Zijia, anything you would like to write? Junjie? Pang Sun? Nick Wei, what do you see? What happened to Beng Suan? Lama cikgu tak nampak dia. Is he doing good? Anybody contacting him? Okay, what are the two things we can emphasize when doing the auditing for fire extinguisher? Students, in number one, you can always check on the expiry date. Ini yang paling senang nak ingat. Okay, sama juga, you nak check makanan, first thing we are going to look for the expiry date. Okay, Tari luput. If it is over, you have to change with the new one. Okay, you can collect the supplier to change with the new one. Expiry date. Okay, expiry date. Second, what else other than expiry date? Okay, remember, you can check on the type. Okay, either we are buying the correct type or not according to our school consumption. Type of fire extinguisher. Okay, types of fire extinguisher. How about number 3? Okay, would you like to respond? I have give you 2. Can you give another 3? Other than the type, we can check on the number. Okay, remember number of fire extinguisher. Either we have bought enough number or not. Fire extinguisher. Okay. And number 4, you can also check on the expiry date, type of fire extinguisher, number of fire extinguisher, the location where we place it. Either we place it in a correct position which is easily to see and easily to reach during emergency. Okay, location of fire extinguisher. Okay, and then another aspect, you can also check on the pressure reading. Okay, where is the pressure reading? The pressure meter is as shown in this diagram. See, there is a pressure meter there. Ada nampak 1 meter pressure di sana, this one. Okay, the pressure meter. So we go back to the question down there. So the 5th items is the pressure reading. Pressure reading. Belakang semua samalah, of the fire extinguisher. Okay. You might ask, tak tulis fire extinguisher belakang boleh terima tak? Actually boleh, no problem. Okay, expiry date, type, number, location, and then pressure reading. But for these 3, I recommended to you to write all the fire extinguisher at the back. Okay, type of fire extinguisher, number of fire extinguisher, location of fire extinguisher. This one, expiry date, pressure reading, enough to just write expiry date and pressure reading as well. Okay, so anything else you would like to ask? So we've done do the objective question and a structure question on section B for chapter 1, safety precaution in the laboratory. So I hope you're clear with this. Later on, you can refer back to this video for your further references, or if you missed any part of the answer just now, you can always check back on this video. So if you have no other question, I think that's all for today. We will continue tomorrow with part C. Okay, this one essay question on part C. Okay, student, thank you for joining me. So I hope this session help you to learn this chapter in a better way. Okay, so if this question come out in your SPM, I hope it is not a problem for you to deal with them now. Okay, that's all for today. Bye-bye and thank you. See you again tomorrow. Yes, have a nice day to you too, Fang Sun. So the rest of you who cannot follow online, I hope you can follow this video later on from the YouTube.